Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm back with another message you need to hear right now. Let's hop right into it and find out what message your angels have for you today. So from the jump, I am hearing that you have a lot of people that love mentioning your name and love talking about you. I feel like a lot of you could be annoyed about this, but if you're new here, welcome. I always say this, you are my light workers, my healers, my chosen ones. You are meant to be talked about. You're meant to be seen. You're meant to be noticed. So a lot of this is going to be very positive. I also feel like people are meant to talk about and even repeat the things that you say and do, because this is why you're here. You're here to spread your light. But there is another side of this that could be a bit toxic. I'm actually hearing it's kind of funny when you hear this. There are people saying some crazy things about you. I feel like your light worker healer energy makes a lot of people kind of fantasize about you or sometimes not see things clearly. I also feel like a lot of you are very mysterious. So when people don't know things about you, they tend to kind of fill in the blanks with whatever narrative fits whatever they want it to be. I also feel like there has been people in your past that tried to destroy your reputation, but they actually created some insane lore about you that made you kind of epic. Like there is actually people out there that believe some crazy things about you. And I feel like a lot of you should just embrace this and just roll with it, because it's actually adding to the person that you're meant to be in one way or another. I feel like there are some people that may have tried to destroy your reputation and talk about you, but it ended up turning in your favor, because one of these people that I'm channeling in on is somebody that may have said that you put them in, basically you put this person in their place, but the way they described it was like you took them down, you were so horrible to them. And this person is telling this story to people that don't like them because of the way that they are. So people always talk about you. Oh, remember that person that really got under their skin? Yeah, I wish I could meet them. They sound awesome, right? So I feel like there's so many situations where you may think that people are destroying your reputation, but it's actually making you seem like some sort of hero or the villain that people need. I'm hearing as well. Yeah, there's definitely some interesting narratives going on about you. But again, I feel like if you heard some of these things that people are saying, you would actually laugh, I'm hearing. Some of you may be aware of some rumors or gossip that has been spread about you. And again, I wouldn't pay it any mind. What I'm hearing is that your reputation is very divinely protected. So if people are out there believing something that is detrimental to you, God will come in and correct that. But I do feel like some of the things that has happened to you, or some of the things that people have said about you, are things that are meant to be said in one way or another to lead you or other people to maybe whatever it is you guys have going on, or your message. So there are people that heard some pretty crazy lore about you, so they decided to look you up and ended up becoming fans. Some of you guys post online, so this makes sense. But I feel like for some of you, it's completely random because you're just minding your own business. When you are a healer, when you're a light worker, when you have a purpose here on earth, no matter how big or small you feel it is, people are going to want to get around you and be around you. Not only that, there's always going to be people that want to stop you from being the person that God has called you to be. So again, in return, it's going to create this energy of people always trying to get in your business. So I think a lot of you out there actually mastered the art of being very mysterious, only revealing what you want people to see. Some of you on purpose kind of create an illusion or even put information out there that isn't true, because you don't want people actually being able to pinpoint what it is you truly have going on. And I feel a lot of you may feel like that's a bit deceptive to do that, but if you're protecting yourself or your loved ones, then that's a good idea. Again, when you are someone who is a public figure, or you're just someone out in society or even at work, you do not need to reveal all your information to people around you. I feel some of you guys could be in relationships, but you told people that you were single because you don't want your family getting evil-eyed. Some of you guys could be single but told people you were in a relationship because you don't want people hitting on you at work. Like, you have your reasons for operating, but I do feel like there are people that may have found out that you weren't completely truthful about something, and it just created some kind of insane narrative about you, that you have a secret life or a double life, or you have reasons to lie that are malicious. But it actually is just the fact that a lot of you just like to keep to yourself, or when someone's trying to pry, or when someone's trying to be like a monitoring spirit, so you give them false information. And again, I think it's pretty funny because some of you have actually spread your own insane lore just because you knew someone was gossipy and you're like, okay, I'll give them something to talk about. So yeah, today's message is just about the fact that people love talking about you. I feel like it's kind of lighthearted because even if it's your haters, like, they end up making you more popular or more interesting, because it always feels like they're trying to say something about you to destroy your reputation, like some kind of horrible plan you orchestrated, but it just makes you look like some sort of mastermind. And the people they're telling this stuff to are usually people that are aware that this person is a gossip, or this person exaggerates things too. And I also feel that you guys, when you tend to bother people, it's because there's something in their energy or their spirit that's disturbed by you. So there could be situations where maybe you did tell off somebody or tell off a boss, or maybe you were the villain in that situation in that person's perspective. But in a lot of these situations, whatever you guys said or did was meant to be said. And that is why it's meant to be talked about. And I am hearing that you're a legend in some parts. You could come into certain environments, work environments, friend groups, relationships, say your piece and you're out. And there's always situations where you guys have dealt with people who are lower vibrational, even narcissistic, and you put them in their place. I feel like a lot of people may not realize this, or you guys may not even realize this, or you do, depending on the person watching, but there's a lot of people out there who've never been told the truth. They've never been told what's up, I'm hearing what's good, Miley. Like, there's people that have never been confronted in their life. And a lot of you guys out there, you really just say what needs to be said. You may not even see it as a confrontation, but when you're telling someone exactly the truth that they need to hear, it can be very, 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 very triggering. So I just feel like there's so many people in your lifetime that unfortunately, you triggered, that they spin the narrative around you to be some kind of crazy thing when it really wasn't even that. Like, what I'm sensing is that some of these people, they're not even trying to be malicious. They're just actually kind of unwell, and they perceive the situation as so different than what it actually is. But the things that you told this person, they will go off and say to other people, even if they exaggerate it. There's going to be people out there that's like, oh, dang, like that person said what was up. Like, we were all thinking it. Glad someone else said it. So you have a reputation for being somebody that says what needs to be said. That's what I'm picking up on. But the main message was just that, like, people are saying crazy things about you, but people can also say that you guys are crazy, or people try to make you out to be crazy, but it always ends up that you're right. Like, I feel there's always people out there that are trying to spin a narrative that there's something wrong with you or you're crazy, but every time they try to do that, something happens that proves that you're the right one. And I feel like this is all part of God's plan. And that's why I'm telling you guys out there, my light workers, my healers, my people with discernment, my people with spiritual gifts. I get it. It can be quite difficult to be out with your gifts or be honest about the things you're really, truly seeing and experiencing. A lot of you work very low key, and you don't like that feeling of it being like a witch hunt when people find out that you got gifts or you can see things or you know things. A lot of you just try to be low key in your workspaces and your environments. I know a lot of you out there are doing spiritual work, but even then you're not trying to make yourself out to be this like all-knowing guru. You're just here doing your part, spreading your gospel or whatever it is that you are focused on. So whenever people try to come around you and be like, oh, you're crazy or you're scamming people, you're like, okay, you don't have to follow me. You don't have to believe what I believe. That's my whole narrative over here too. I'm like, if people don't like what I'm putting down, they can go somewhere else. Like, your job is never to convince people of the things that you see. You're just supposed to relay the messages to the people that are meant to hear it. And if it calls for you to stand up for yourself or protect yourself or say what needs to be said, you're going to do that too. And a lot of these situations where people are trying to spin a narrative about you, it really was you defending yourself. And again, I think there's a narrative that goes on that people think that narcissistic people get away with things and they're always around people and they're always accepted. But that's not really the truth. Like, they destroy a lot of relationships. They leave behind a trail and a pattern of hurt and betrayal. And again, I feel like there's just some sort of idea that they just get away with things or are able to say whatever and people believe them. But the truth is that people do really end up seeing that you were right about a lot of things. I'm also picking up on a relationship situation. Like, oh my gosh, there was somebody who's dating somebody that you dated in the past, and you could have even tried to warn this person. You know what song I'm hearing? Like, That's So True. Like, it's pretty popular on TikTok, where she says, like, I made it out alive, something like that. But anyway, like, I feel like, yeah, there's somebody here who you may have tried to warn, and they didn't want to believe you, but now they're talking about you, saying that, like, okay, so basically the situation that went on was, somebody must have dated somebody that you had a situation with in the past, and you must have really let this person have it, because they entered a new relationship, and they were talking crap about you, saying you did this to them, that to them, maybe even slapped them around. I don't know, like, whatever, right? And I'm not saying any of this is good or you should be doing any of that, but someone was trying to spin a narrative that you were abusing them or horrible to them. And whoever this person was, like, they believed this person, but then over time, they begin to realize that this person is the crazy one, and they kind of talk about you now to be like, wow, like, I wish I was strong like that person, and I could put them in their place like they did. Like, I kind of do feel like there's someone here that low-key respects you, because they realize that whatever you said or did to this person, they wish that they could hurt them the way that you hurt them, which I know that sounds terrible, because you could be dealing with people that are kind of like very strong-minded, and you guys stand up to them, but they could have other people that they interact with or date that don't have that backbone to put people in their place. So there's someone that wishes that they could put this person in their place the way that you did. And so that's what could be kind of shocking about this. And the thing is that they think you did something epic towards this person just because of the fact that that person came to them and was saying some crazy things, you know, or exaggerating whatever it is that went on in your situation. And, you know, at first it worked in their favor, right? Because these manipulative people, they always get what they manipulate to get what they want, or they find somebody that is easily manipulated. But there's just something going on here where the truth is coming out about somebody, and they're realizing that you were the one that put this person in their place, and you were right. So this person's talking about you to others, saying that, like, they kind of respect you now in hindsight, but at first they were made to believe that there was something off about you. So let's see what else we have going on here. We got the Six of Swords. It's so funny because this is I feel like this is like a little grandmother, like knitting. Like, I feel like some of you guys are so unbothered, minding your own business, and there's people out here like, yeah, they're definitely orchestrating something big. They're up to something. There's people talking about you because you've been low-key or you've been focusing on your healing. And there are just people that want to believe that you're some sort of mastermind. And I know a lot of you guys are extremely intelligent. You always come out on top. You always outsmart people. But it's not because you're manipulative or you're trying to just 48 laws of power their asses. Like, it's literally just because you're trying to just live in a world and be knowledgeable and survive. And of course, God and your angels are always going to help you get out on top. And there's just certain things that go on here where you're moving intuitively and people think that you always are moving strategically, and you could be, but that's none of their business. Like, the way you move, the way you operate, I don't know why people are so concerned about that. And there's always people that are up to no good that think everyone else is like that. But again, right now, I do see you guys being completely mysterious, minding your own business, doing your thing. And there's just so many narratives going on about you, what you're doing, what you have going on. Some of you guys, maybe you moved or shifted location. Maybe you decided to change your job. Maybe some insane things went down. But I feel for some of you, you're just healing and focusing on yourself. So the reason why you're not places you used to be or around people you used to be around, it's just because of your own energy. You're conserving your energy. You're working on something. Maybe you're working on a project or a hobby, or you're just enjoying your solitude. But there's going to be people out there who want to believe drama and say that, like, something crazy went down. So people are saying that something crazy must have went down for you to remove yourself. But I think in one of these situations, nothing happened. You just say, I'm not really into this anymore. Like, you've just changed. People sometimes think that in order for people to change, something catastrophic has to happen. But because you guys are my light workers, my healers, you're praying, you're focusing on yourself, you could just woke up one day, I kind of want to do things differently. And that is why you're here to teach and grow. You're here to show people that there's not just one way of being. And that's also why people are so confused about you. And there's this insane lore about you that you're some kind of shapeshifter or something like that. When in reality, you just know how to switch gears, maybe switch up your style, switch up your flow, just do things differently. And people just have never seen it. People are used to people being repetitive, one-trick ponies, predictable, and that's just not how you roll. I'm hearing some, like, crazy things that, like, people say about you. People think that, like, you survived out in the wilderness. Somebody out here must have. I think this could be someone for someone watching. Like, you survived in the wilderness on your own or something like that. I have no idea why that's coming through. Not for all of you, but there's something about that coming in. Oop. Accidentally kicked my table. All right. Interesting. There's, like, something about you guys being so extremely talented at so many different things that it really throws people through a loop. Like, I'm really hearing, how did you learn that? How did you learn how to do that? Like, so right now you're coming into a lot of spiritual gifts. And a lot of things that do happen to you guys that people notice are very magical, are very spiritual. But again, people who are not really in tune with the things that you guys are in tune with, maybe even you guys don't even know what's going on half the time. But there is a trail of magic and mystery that follows you. And I'm seeing some, like, Neptune qualities. So maybe some of you guys have that in your chart, or Pisces energies. It doesn't have to be, but there's some kind of, like, magical quality that happens around you that kind of sends people in a whirlwind. And also, in a way, has them remembering you in a way that may not be completely historically accurate, but there's some of this lore that's actually working in your favor, because there are also people, just like there's people that want to demonize you, there are people that idolize you in their situation with you. Like, when you came into the room, the whole temperature changed, you know, and you could actually have this quality, but then people talk about you like, oh, I saw so-and-so, like the wind was flowing, they changed the weather with their hair, they were mad and they created thunder. Like, I don't know why, but people think this stuff about you, and maybe there is something to it. Maybe when you guys are mad, the weather shifts and changes. Maybe when you're having a bad day, strange things happen to other people when they did it to you, and it's karma, right? I don't know. There's something going on here where it's like, some of it's true, some of it's illusion, some of it's confusion, some of it is just people just talking just to talk. But I find it really interesting, and I think especially just for a lot of people out there who like heard something crazy that people were saying about you and you're kind of concerned about it. Don't be, because it's just kind of funny that people are just going to say whatever. Also, another thing I'm going to say is that a lot of times people just don't have much to say about you, but they want to bring you up in conversation because they're infatuated with you. People also want to find out information about you. So sometimes people will say things or make up a rumor to see if it sticks. So maybe someone's talking to someone else about you, like, like an ex, like they're talking to somebody and being like, oh, I heard someone's in a relationship with someone that may know that. And they kind of read that person's reaction and be like, no, I don't think so. Like, and then now that person's thinking it's true because the thing is that people are asking people who also have no business knowing your business about you. So that's why there's going to be certain people that make stuff up just for the sake of it, or heard or saw something and repeat it. And there's going to be people that don't know anything at all. And now they're hearing that for the first time when someone else is asking about you. And now they're talking about you. Still a lot of weirdness going on because of the detachment that you guys have towards a lot of people. The number 10 and 16 could be significant because I see it right here. We got the King of Cups here. Water sign could be significant. We got a water sign and a earth sign here. Two people that know you but don't really know each other ran into each other and started talking about you guys. It's crazy. No way. Yeah. There's two people that started talking about you, and the crazy thing is that even though they're both trying to find out information about you, they couldn't find anything out at all. Because if you guys dipped out of something or removed yourself from something, you're not sharing with anybody what you're doing or what you have going on. There's definitely two people or one or two people trying to figure out if you're in a relationship or not. Like, word on the street is that basically, what's up with collective lately? Like, that is the word. Like, the word is people trying to figure out what is the word. Like, what is the word? Because you're giving people 0 to nothing right now. That's what I'm hearing. You're giving them nothing besides what you're creating or do whatever you're doing or whatever you're trying to put out there. You're clear on where you're going, and it's far away from gossip, from drama, from people that spill your information, or you realize certain people were just getting around you to have something to talk about. Well, you're going to give them something to talk about, and that is what you're here to do. None of this other petty stuff, though. We got the 10 of Wands. Yeah. Somebody's working overtime trying to figure out information about you. Someone's trying to figure out if you hate them right now through other people, but low-key, someone met up with somebody that you knew, or someone ran into somebody that you also knew, and they're like, does so-and-so hate me? And they're like, I don't know, they hate me too, I think. You know, like, I don't know why, but I feel that people might think you hate them right now because you're not giving them any of your energy, or maybe you do. Who knows? I don't think you guys are hating, because this is your energy right now. You're literally thinking about goals, dreams, ambitions, making things happen for yourself, spiritual gifts. Like, you're just thinking about God and light and everything, like, just in your own little world, trying to make your own happiness. And sometimes it just doesn't include these people, and they have a hard time to believe that you could just pick up and go and get away from things that don't make you happy. And there doesn't always have to be a drama behind it, but people are trying to figure out what the drama is. There's no drama. Like, you're just focused on being happy, and if somebody is not in line with that, you're going to move away from that. A lot of you are just in a mode where you're not allowing tower moments to happen. When you see red flags, you're out of there. When someone gossips about your stuff, you stop telling them things. If people disrespect you, you stop showing up. If you're underpaid, you leave. Like, it doesn't have to be a whole thing. Like, that's what I'm hearing. And yeah, the situation where somebody did try to instigate you, or they thought that they were going to have a chance to see you again. So someone left things off in a very bad place with you, and they thought that they'd be able to resolve it, but they're not able to find you or reach you. So you could have blocked them, or left the job, or left that friend group, or stopped going certain places. And they're trying to figure out where you're at, where you're going, what you're doing. Did you move away? Like, why did you leave? Like, that type of vibe. And the thing is that they're asking around, and they're just hearing insane lore. Like, honestly, I'm kind of getting a narrative where, okay, say you guys are someone who frequents a certain gym or something, right? And just because you go there and you may know people doesn't mean they all know you, but a lot of people know you somewhere is what I'm picking up on. And there's someone who decided to join that gym after you, right? To try to figure out what you're doing and what you're up to, or even ask around about you slyly. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but this is kind of the vibe I'm getting. And it can't be like that directly. Like, maybe you frequent a spot, or at a job, like someone's asking around. This could be a coworker that already worked there, so they're trying to be more around the people you were around or something. But there's someone here trying to figure out more information about you. They want something to fit a narrative about you that they think is true because they feel guilty about something. But what they're finding out is, like, insane lore that's like making their head spin. And there's a lot of people that are talking very highly about you. They're also finding out that a lot of things that you guys said and did was truthful. Like, somebody's snooping around and finding out that they were a fool, like, in treating you the way they treated you, basically. And for some of you, this can be somebody that is not even trying to find out information about you. It's just your name is coming up. People are telling them things. Maybe this person is known to know you, or you and this person were close. So, again, like, people are constantly asking somebody about you, and they could be like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what happened. You know, I don't know. They don't talk to me either anymore. There's something about that going on here, but it's just trickled in with, like, some interesting, like, stories being told about you that you might find to be funny. That's all I'm picking up on. And that's part of it being funny, is that it's kind of meant to be that way because God and your angels doesn't want people really knowing your business. So they sometimes kind of leak information, I'm hearing, like, not real information. And by that, I mean, like, maybe they help people come up with these creative little story times to share with others. I have no idea how, but maybe it's just kind of one of those things where if they know someone's looking for you, they make them run into somebody that they know is going to tell them a pretty little story, or a good story about you even. Doesn't have to be bad, But again, when, the game Telephone, or I think it's Telephone, how, like, messages kind of get delivered. Like, the angels always used to joke around me too. Like, sometimes they deliver messages and we don't always get it 100% the right way because we're playing telephone. Like, they're trying to communicate with you in a language that you'll understand, right? And then you get the message, and then we relay the message. And sometimes things get lost in translation just a little bit. I am a channeler, but that's why I love using the cards and stuff too, because I'll channel the message. That's why in the beginning you guys see, like, sometimes I forgot to even pull the cards, but I'm like, oh, let me do that, because it gives me confirmation for the things that I'm channeling and seeing. And that's usually what I use cards for. It's never that I'm looking directly only into the cards. So there's something about that going on here where it's like, basically people are spreading information about you, but the telephone has made the stories kind of warped and more mythical. Because again, when people still tell stories to other people, especially bored people who have nothing to talk about, they tend to exaggerate and make it more like larger than life. So you guys definitely have interacted with a few storytellers in the course of your lifetime. And I think this is sometimes how history has been written, like, or fables happen, because enough time stories have been told and they become kind of larger than life. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. There's something about a story being told that's keeping someone up at night. I wonder if it's true, though. Oh my gosh, someone was told that you're in love. Oh, that you're married now. Someone told somebody that you're married now. No way. Some of you guys are married now, which makes sense. Okay, if you are married, then someone found out about it somehow, some way. When you guys know that you have a friend or someone around you that's quite gossipy that may have found something out about you? Crazy. But if you're not married, somebody thinks you're married now. Some of you guys could have told somebody you're married now. Like, maybe somebody was trying to hit on you, and you're like, nope, sorry, I'm married. And then somehow that person went and told everybody that you're married, and they didn't realize you were just trying to reject them or something. I don't know. But it got back to somebody here, like an ex or something, and they're like, what? Married? Oh, no. Could be true, though. There's someone from your past desperately trying to find information about you. And I'm telling you right now, God and your angels are laughing their ass off trying to give this person insane lore, because they don't deserve to know a dang thing about you. You know what song I'm hearing? It's kind of older now, but Dua Lipa, where she says, like, if you don't want to see me dancing with somebody, don't show up, whatever. It's like, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Like, if they really cared about you and how you were doing, they would have done what they did. And also, they would have asked you themselves. Like, some people are really quite manipulative, where they think everyone else is deceptive too, and they think they gotta gather information and Nancy Drew their way into figuring you out. No, like, the truth has always been right in front of them. You guys, I know that you may create these illusions to people you don't care so much about, or just to protect your energy. You're not even trying to do this. It just happens. But the people that you guys loved and cared about, you kept it 100, 110 more than anybody has ever experienced. And people are not used to that. They're not used to that energy, and they think that there must be something more to it. But there isn't. There's nothing more to that. The way you guys bounce back and land on your feet, that's just a spiritual thing you have going on here. And people will come to find out, and are coming to find out, you are the real deal. And also, if this is about work or a community that you're in regarding spirituality or whatever, if some of you guys do spiritual work, there is a big talk about you guys having, like, insane gifts. And this can 110% be true. But I also feel like there's just a larger than life aspect of it, because here's the thing, you are as magical and amazing as people describe you. I'm never trying to undermine that. But the thing is that your gifts are normal to you now. You're used to almost having them, even though they're difficult. But they blow people away every single day. And people are always running to others talking about how you were right about things and all this other stuff. So there's just big talk right now about your gifts, your accuracy, how you're always ahead of the curve, how you always know things. You know what else I'm hearing too? Nicki Minaj says, "I am the generous queen," or something. Ask Miss Ellen or something like that. That could be mean something to somebody, but I'm hearing like also you have a reputation for being extremely generous, and that's why I like when she says ask Miss Ellen. It's like people can attest to that. Like people back you up and attest to your greatness. And even people that want to figure out something bad about you end up hearing something good about you. So this is kind of like the funny part about this. Like someone is desperately grasping at straws, trying to find out something bad, or trying to find out that you're suffering without them, or that they were right about something, that something they thought just wasn't true. They thought you would do X, Y, Z after your breakup. They thought you would go back to an old pattern, but when you say something, you mean it, for sure. And because the truth is that, yeah, there could be a little bit of jokes or storytelling, or you could, mislead people that have bad intentions. But when it comes to something you say you're going to do, or something you mean it, you truly mean it. You are a man and woman of your word, or whatever you guys identify as. Doesn't really matter to me, okay? There's something about even spiritually speaking, some kind of decoy or some kind of illusion that has been thrown up on purpose spiritually. So basically, like, if you got into a relationship, somehow God and your angels made everyone believe it was a different person, because they don't actually want your real stuff being spiritually attacked. And it's not that they want the other person being spiritually attacked either. It's just more like whoever that was, like, it was probably part of their journey or their mission to get some kind of karma. Like, yeah, I feel like it. Okay, so basically, maybe if it was an ex or someone who did you dirty, people may still think you're with that person and evil eyeing them or whatever, right? But in return, their actual relationship is going through it. But all this is karma. Like, no one's ever gonna get something that they don't deserve in that way. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it seems to me that someone is getting like the evil eye, but they're not the one that actually is for you or something like that. Some of you guys are single, so this could also just be about, I don't know, like maybe, again, someone from your past getting a lot of evil eye because people think you're still dealing with them when you're not. And I think some of you guys, don't be upset about this, because I know there's like times people are like, oh, they're always going to be dealing with that person or in that situation. But you're out of it right now. You're definitely out of something that people thought you were going to be stuck in, or you did publicly remove yourself from a relationship or a friendship. And yeah, it seems that a lot of these people may have, when you are a light worker and a healer, I always say this, when you have divine unions or even karmic relationships, people are going to be jealous of whatever you have, whatever friend you have, whatever job you have, whatever relationship you have, however you look. You make anything poppin' because you have that energy where you're bringing it in from the higher realms, and people are like, wow, never seen that before, never felt that before, I want that too, right? So some of you were in some karmic connections and stuff, and some of these people, like, they were using your energy. And I channeled this as well when I went live on Monday. Had a little bit of a mic error, but I'm pretty sure I figured that out. So if you guys saw it, you saw it. It's on my Patreon too, if you guys can join over there. I also did a video about what area of life you're getting lucky in, and there's a free tier as well if you guys want to check that out. I'll leave the link below. But I did a message a couple days ago, and it was just basically about karma and how people are getting karma. And I feel there's something about this, like there was someone that was around you for the wrong reasons, and you even try to tell them, like, listen, don't go bragging about this or that. Don't go talking too much about my information. Don't go talking too much about me. Like, and they didn't listen, basically. They were talking about you, bragging about you, for their own benefit, basically. They were using your name dropping you. So all they did was give themselves extreme evil eye, and then karma for messing with you, but also karma for, basically trying to use you for clout, or use your energy for spiritual clout even. Because a lot of you, maybe you don't feel like you're famous or whatever, or you don't really fully believe me, but when you have this type of energy, you have like a spiritual vibration that's basically like you are highly ranked in the spiritual world. So in a spiritual sense, people will want to use that. And that's why lower vibrational people, or people who are having attachments, or narcissistic people, whatever you guys believe. Again, there's so many different ways I could word it, but I don't like labeling people. But for lack of a better term, the low vibrational entities around them know your spiritual ranking. They know the power and what you're capable of. And that is why a lot of narcissistic, low vibrational people get around you and try to bring you down and know what you're capable of before you even get there, or try to get in on your projects or your ideas, right? So there was something about a decoy going on here. God and your angels knew this person wasn't completely honest or wasn't completely genuine with their intentions with you. So that is why they're getting karma now, because they're getting the double-edged sword of being around you and then trying to publicly use your name for something or something like that. I hope they're all right. I still feel for them because it's like, oh dang, that sounds pretty harsh, right? Like they're getting basically they're getting the back end. But the thing is that I think they were in that position or wanted that position, but God was trying to show this person like, you can't handle this position, right? Whether it was to be your partner or do work with you or to be your friend or whatever. Because when you're someone with high spiritual ranking, you need other people with good intentions around you, because you don't need people attacking you the moment you do something that they don't like. But also on top of it, you need people that want to pray with you, and there's strength in numbers. So this person was not doing that. They were actually like getting closer to you by wanting to bring you down a little bit, because it's like hard to say, because it's like people who are opportunistic, it's not always that they want to bring you down, but it's like when you start doing better than them, or when they come around you and it doesn't work out for them the way they thought it would, they start to get resentful towards you. And it just seemed that no matter what, you still ended up doing fine. And yeah, there's just somebody here who's just getting some evil eye for being around you, but it's also some kind of rumor that this person and you are up to something together or doing something together. Like say you and a friend fell off. For whatever reason, there's a rumor that you're secretly still friends. Because here's the thing about these people. Like whoever this person is or these other people, they're not completely honest with people too. And there has been times, and we all had friends like this, where, oh, I broke up with them, but then you see them out with that person. Oh, I'm done with that friend. They suck. And then you see them posting with that friend. So there's just something about people not really believing that you and this person are not talking or together, but you are. And so they're still getting like some evil eye from that, because even if this person's, again, intentions weren't good, people want to be around you and get around you. And say it's somebody that you weren't dating, but you were around, and people think that you're dating them, your exes are going to evil eye them or whatever, right? We'll still say a prayer for them though, because I feel for them. But honestly, it's just going to be better for them to be away from you, because those energies around these people, they're looking for your energy. They're gonna find out eventually that you know, that this person's not around you. But I do think somebody was like a monitoring spirit a little bit, like the way they were operating around you. But you could have felt very anxious around this person and blocked them out. But you could have also thought that you were sharing with somebody who was a partner or a friend. I think in this relationship, this connection, you guys also started to not tell this person the complete truth or omit things from them. And they started to get angry at you, thinking you're being deceptive towards them. When you weren't being deceptive, you were just not telling them everything because you didn't completely trust them, or you didn't like the way they reacted to things. So say this was a possessive friend who didn't have best intentions. Say you were dating someone new, you didn't tell them because you knew they would have something bad or negative to say, or they would evil eye it, or they would try to break you guys up or something like that, right? And then they find out that you're dating somebody and they're like, you were lying to me the whole time, but it really wasn't the case. And you guys could have been aware you had someone like this around you, like a coworker or a friend. So you purposely told them something that wasn't true, or you purposely misled them. So the lore that this person has about you is that you are some kind of strategic or manipulated them or whatever, when in reality they played themselves, because they didn't even come in with the best intentions and you just outsmarted them. You didn't outsmart this person though. You just moved intuitively. You know, God brought them in for a lesson for both of you guys to learn together. And when they became too much, they had to go, you know, when they weren't acting right. So yeah, nothing was truly lost from that situation, to let you guys know that. But there's just some, I don't know, this person could be a storyteller, or I think someone could have just upped and left your life because of jealousy of the pop and things you had going on. And because of the situation with you and them just kind of ending, maybe there wasn't even any blowout in one of these situations, they feel foolish about the way they just kind of got triggered and left the situation because of their own ego or jealousy. So they may be trying to spin some narrative about you that you were up to something when you weren't. You're allowed to have privacy and you're allowed to have boundaries. Let's just make that very clear, because I know a lot of people out there, you have been manipulated out of your own space or had friends that made you feel bad for wanting time alone or not wanting to share everything with them. And it's like the intensity that people want to know so much about you is giving monitor spirit. It's giving weirdness. They will reach out soon. You are a good friend to them. They are hating. Another thing I want to say too as well is there's a situation where somebody around you was still was kind of going through it, and maybe they allowed someone else to spin a narrative about you to them. And this person may have believed somebody else about you, but then made a mistake and left their connection or relationship with you. But now they're reflecting and realizing that you were a good friend and whatever, and that other person was just hating. But I think once people kind of turn their back on you, it's kind of hard to trust them again. But yeah, there's definitely a person here that was spewing some insane lore about you that wasn't even true. But again, this person's behavior is erratic, and it just kind of comes out that they're someone who's untrustworthy, and people they try to convince bad things about you are also people that they talk badly about behind their back, or when things don't go their way, they do the same thing to them. So I'm hearing Justin Timberlake saying, I heard you found out that she's doing to you what you did to me, and that's the way it goes. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm hearing. So there's just some lore going on that you are this mastermind that orchestrated this whole thing, and you've won. This is insane, because I know a lot of you guys just mind your own business. You're trying to win at life, the game of life. Oh, that's just so funny. These destiny swappers ain't got nothing on you guys, okay? You could be seeing angel number 1222 911. You could be being warned about, someone's going to try to reach back out who crashed out in your life and try to get back in there. But once they kind of turn dark mode on you, I think it's hard for you guys to kind of see otherwise, And once they start hating, it's hard to think of them as a friend or an ally when you could have talked about things in a way where it was productive. But certain people want a problem because they don't want a solution. They don't want to talk about what they're really upset about because they know it's ridiculous deep down, whether it be their own anger or jealousy, or they're mad that they can't have you the way that they want you, or they're being superficial, or they're jealous of what you got. How can somebody explain to you, well, the reason why I left the friendship really is because I just think you're so much better looking than me, and it makes me so angry, and I just, I was so mad at you when you lost that extra 5 pounds. Because I wouldn't want to be a skinny one. Whatever. Again, these are people's real thoughts, okay? Not this person in particular, but it could be for some of you guys. Just started looking good, and they didn't like that. And that's the thing. When people are unwell and unstable, and their mood towards you could change depending on other people's compliments to you or what's going on in their life. You guys don't need that. You need stability. So that's why, being a healer, a light worker, or having big goals and dreams, a lot of moving parts. You got to actively block people out, keep moving forward, not let people back in, test people, take your time with people, and be strategic. At the end of the day, you can't rush anything. And if having boundaries, saying no and moving slow is an issue, that is a red flag, right? If not telling everyone everything about your life is a problem, that's a red flag, right? And if you want to move in a certain way, you're allowed to do that. But this is going to cause a lot of people to be very mad and very agitated that they cannot have their way with you. And they will get mad at you and try to make it out to be your fault somehow. Stop worrying. A huge blessing's on the way. It's time to take a lead. Yeah, there's nothing to worry about. I feel that the main message here, because I know sometimes some of you is like, okay, I don't really care what people are saying about me. I don't really care what people say either. I get it. But this is all about you guys trying to protect your reputation, what you're here to do. Just curious about what's going on around you, what energy you're feeling. And there's definitely somebody here intensely trying to pry. And somehow they're going to try to get information from somebody who you didn't really let that close anyway, or someone who you began to kind of not tell a lot of information to, or even removed yourself from. So whoever that person is, they could be a bit of a storyteller. So now there's some crazy things going on here where people are just spreading whatever information that they feel. But this is kind of a good thing because it's confusing the monitoring spirits. It's confusing the people with not so great agenda. It's confusing these toxic people from your past because they don't know how to move. They don't know how to move. They don't know how to approach you because they don't know what you have going on. They don't know if they try to get you back, if you got, some dude that you're dating going to kick their ass, or they don't know if you got, if you leveled up and you got some kind of, legal team behind you or whatever. The way you're moving is mysteriously creeping them out. And I think a lot of this is spiritual protection. You guys, maybe you're doing your prayers or your candles or just doing you. You don't need to orchestrate anything, by the way. You don't need to outsmart anybody. Just do you, be smart, move slow, and trust your intuition. Your discernment is your intelligence. I always say this. Intuition is just accelerated logic. It's just helping you get to that point without you overthinking it. And yeah, don't worry so much about whatever chitter-chatter is going on. A huge blessing is on the way. And that's what a lot of these intuitive people can sense. These low vibrational people, these people with gifts that are tapped into the darkness, whatever, right? They sense something big is happening to you. And they're filling in the blanks of whatever their worst nightmare of that is. So if it's your ex, they're assuming that you got someone new and amazing now. If it's your work enemy, they assume that you've just got landed a huge deal and stuff is about to take off. Like, why are you moving this way? Why are they acting like that? Why are they being mysterious? Why are they getting this opportunity? It's like none of your business, bro, you know? You guys could be seeing a lot of angel numbers, even 1111. I just did an angel number talk over on Twitch. It's a lot of fun over there. If you guys want to chit chat with me, check it out. Even if you're not familiar with it, we got a lot of people who are new to it. And it's a way you can get to know me on a little bit of a personal level, because even when I go live over here, when I'm channeling, it's really hard to have a conversation two ways, because it's like when I'm talking to you guys, I take on a lot of the energies, but when I'm tuned out and I'm in that mode to chit chat, I do enjoy that. I just want to mention that too as well. Also, a lot of the decks you see here, they are available 75% off in mystery boxes over on my Poshmark. And it is all this stuff really supports me in my channel, okay? I know I'm saying a lot right now, but I appreciate all you guys who even just show up or support me when you can, wherever you do. You know, you don't have to show up to everything, but I like to let people know what I have going on, because you may not know otherwise. Opportunities in home. So the truth of the matter is that my light workers and my healers, you don't need to outsmart nobody. Even though this insane lore is going on, let them believe what they want to believe, because if people are going around saying that you're this watch out for you, then they're basically doing you a service or helping you protect yourself, right? Because if enough people that don't have great intentions think that you're up to something bad, then that's good. Or they think that you can outsmart them, that's great, right? Or they're nervous around you, it's probably because they're up to something. But the truth is that the opportunities are just going to land right in your lap, because God is orchestrating it that way. And I know a lot of you feel like you got to think really hard and figure out your next steps, because that's life. But you're going to find that things are just going to flow much easier now. And that's a message I have for you. There's a cycle in your life that has been ending, and I think a lot of you have really mastered using your discernment, moving in silence, who to trust, who not to trust. And again, there's going to be incidents that happen where you realize you got to move away from certain people, or there's going to be environments where you can't trust everybody. That's just life. There's going to be people that were on board and doing well, and then all of a sudden they turn on you. Sometimes it happens because of the world we live in, spiritual warfare, manipulation. People have free will, and that's why I can never say exactly how things are always going to go. But the only thing you can control is you, and don't let anybody get in your head or make you feel like you're not doing a great job, because I think sometimes when you have people around you that get close to you and and then you have to remove them, you guys can feel that energy of that person, and also you can feel disappointed in another failed relationship. But don't think of it that way. Think of it as another story to add to your lore, okay? Because some of the crazy things, I'm telling you guys this, that's why I made this channel. My light workers, my healers, the way people crash out, the way people act, the way things go down, is not normal at all. People don't experience that. You invoke that in people because of your high vibration and your mission. And the devil, low vibrational energies, they're going to try to use other people to get to you, to get under your skin, and crazy things are going to happen. In return, you might have to act crazy back. And if that adds to your lore, it adds to your lore, so be it. Just keep going, you know, because a lot of these stories are great stories that people love to tell about you, about how you're savage and you're epic and you're just different, okay? You're different, and people are talking about that. You're different. You're not one to be messed with, and you're cooking up something big, so it's best they leave you alone. You know, I'm here and let them cook, okay? So that's what people are saying. It's funny. I like it. Spend time alone. You guys are literally minding your own business. That is so funny. Meditating. You're just doing you, you know? It's crazy how people could think that, like, talk so much crap or think so much about you when you're literally thinking about, like, you know, butterflies, God is great, you know? Like, I think a lot of you are super zen and chill until you're bothered, and then they caught you on the wrong day, right? Angel of abundance. You got money coming in. Extra confirmation if you picked that pile on Patreon. I think it's number 1. Or again, I'm not gonna tell you guys if you haven't watched it yet. Spoiler alert. But yeah, this card came out, so you have abundance coming in. And people are already acting as if. People already think that you got it going on. Some of you guys could even told somebody, like, from your past, like, I'm doing really well, I hit the lottery. Like, just messing around with them and they believed you. I don't know. I feel like a lot of you, like, you realize there's no point in telling people about your woes. There's also no point in telling people about your wins. So you just said, yeah, everything's great, man. You know, like, whatever. I'm making so much money, bro. Yeah, sure, whatever. Because, you know, no matter what you say, people are going to use their benefit. Some of you guys are telling people that you're broke when you're not, because you think it's funny. And some of you actually, maybe you are going through it financially, but people think you're lying anyway, because they think they always think you're up to something when you're not. And you're not even up to something. You're just protecting your energy when you do say something to be funny or a joke, or you create an illusion. Because there's always going to be a few people out there who try to say that you guys are fake or a liar, but I really believe that you guys put out a persona or a certain type of energy to protect yourself. So you have people believing a certain thing for a reason. And some of you really do have a badass persona. Like, I know it sounds kind of lame to say it like that, but, you know, you have a persona that's just, like, savage even, or some of you guys, you have persona that may seem very innocent, like, and deep down you're or even naive, but deep down you're calculated. And some of you guys developed certain ways of being because of what you've been through as survival instincts. And I'm pretty dang tired of people overanalyzing everything you guys are doing and trying to make it out to be something it's not. It doesn't get tiresome. If you had a bunch of eyes on you, if they had a bunch of eyes on them, they would be acting funky too. I feel like a lot of you know you have eyes on you and you don't know how to act sometimes. Normal. But the thing is that just do you and whatever makes you happy, and keep shining your light, keep doing what God has called you to do. And we got the world here because people continue to talk about you, and let them, because it's part of God's plan to blow you guys up, you know. And I feel for some of you, boost your algorithm, or for some of you, bring the right people towards you. There's a couple times where, like, I have met amazing people through some haters, so that's that, you know, because they try to drag other people into the situation, and the person's like, hey, actually this person's kind of cool, you know. And I think this is what's going on here. Wow, I've got the Lovers. Look at that. The Devil. There's just such a duality going on here. Some people that are scared of you, and there's some people that idolize, like you're just like this ideal person. I feel like you guys are like, yo, guys, I'm just human. Like, you know, I make mistakes too. A lion can be significant. A unicorn can be significant too as well. St. Patrick's Day could be significant too for some of you. The month of March. Some could be born in March as well. Maybe these are timeless though, but something can happen around that time. Ooh, 6 of Wands. You're winning. Even if it doesn't feel like it all the time or yet. The Star, look at that. Because a lot of this is to prevent you from shining, but God always uses whatever's thrown or said about you to your own benefit. And I think a lot of you have just mastered not to let certain things affect you, or try to defend yourself in situations that are just below you. Like, you know that certain things are below you, so you're not going down there to try to argue. Like, you know, if you're a king and a queen or a star, you're not going to go down to, like, argue with somebody about little gossip, you know? Like, any person popular that you guys have looked up to in the course of your life, hell, even God, you know, whoever, Jesus, you know, people got something bad to say about whoever and whatever, you know. So that being said, take the lure, you know. The whole thing is to push away the wrong people and bring in the people with discernment towards you. So if you feel like you're even losing people in your life right now, or losing support, it's actually to clear the path for the right people, because when you got a lot of chitter chatter and the wrong people around you, they could destroy everything. That's why it's always quality over quantity, and then you're going to get that abundance that you really want, whether it's financial or whatever else you have on your mind as far as dreams go. So that's the message today. You guys have some crazy ass stories being told about you, which I think is hysterical. And some of it's pretty epic because it's told by people that you've come in and helped, and they see you as a savior, but it's also being told by people who wanted to paint a narrative about you as being some sort of super villain mastermind. And all it is got people intrigued and impressed, because at the end of the day, people are curious and they're going to want to see, oh, what's all this about? And not only that, like I said, toxic people, things always catch up to them. I know it may not seem like that, but people end up not liking these people eventually and realizing that if you took them down at one point or they're a victim of you, it probably means that you're actually not the villain over time. And I think there's a story coming out, or a situation coming out, where people are realizing that you definitely put this person in their place and they deserved it. And some people already know that when they're telling the stories, and that's why like people are telling stories about you and they're like, dang, like I wish I could tell this person off like that. That's impressive. Who is this person? Who is this queen/king? Like, you know? And that's the whole thing. People can see through BS. I can tell you guys how many times, too, somebody has complained about an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, and I was like, well, give me their number. I want to send them some flowers, you know what I mean? Or something, like, to put up with you, because there's people I can tell they are toxic, and I know what they're trying to do. And even by reading between the lines, you can kind of see the real narrative of what's going on here. And that's exactly what's going on. There are people trying to talk about you, and people see right through it, okay? And, but that being said, it doesn't stop some of these people from exaggerating and saying some pretty interesting things about you. So if they're painting you as this mastermind, people are wondering, oh wow, how'd they pull all that off? That's pretty impressive. It always works in your favor, even when you don't feel like it does. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching today. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe. I upload every single week, and I want you guys to comment below if you made it to the end. I am adding to my amazing lore, okay? I like to put something in there for the people that actually make it to the end. Shout out to my people who work out to my videos. You guys are the MVPs, okay? People tell me that they work out to my videos, and I don't know why I love that, because I have high energy when I enter these channeled messages. Okay, I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!